My name is Justin Haney, and this is my EDL 959 Module 1, How Does Leadership Impact Academic and Non-Academic Barriers. About me, I grew up in Hoisington, Kansas. I played football at Sterling College, got my undergrad there. My job history includes 2 years of middle school PE in Dodge City. I'm in my 9th year of middle school PE in Hayes. I've taught driver's ed for the last 6 summers. I'm the head football, boys and girls wrestling coach, and track coach at Hayes Middle School. My hobbies include sports. I'm a big foodie. Any outdoor activities. I love the lake in the summer, fishing, hunting. Exercise. I've recently started playing a lot of pickleball with a couple friends, and then spending time with my golden doodle Boyer there. He just turned 2 last week. My school is Hayes Middle School. We have an attendance of 750, grade 6 through 8. Average class size is 25. Low socioeconomic percent of 39%. District just passed a bond issue, which is very exciting. We've had 3 failed bond issues in my tenure here, and it's good to see our community putting support towards our education. Very little cultural diversity. We're right around 92% Caucasian in our district. Our top 3 employers are Hayes Med, Fort Hays State University, and USD 49. Hayes is a very white-collar community for the western part of the state. You have a lot of college degree, career-driven individuals, and they care a lot about their kids and their education. Going through the articles, first article, what are non-academic skills and why should I care about them? This article basically covered the life skills that everyone needs, those non-academic ones that will just help you be successful for life. Surveys showed that stakeholders and parents believe these skills should be taught by students, although the article did say that the educators interviewed, a larger percent thought they should be taught at home and not at school, that we just don't have time in education. I would disagree. Non-academic skills include self-confidence, motivation, focus, responsibility, critical thinking, time management, study skills, organization, social and emotional learning. This is definitely one of the big pushes in the state right now. We see this in our SEL lessons, and just going through that, it's a vital part of our education system in today's world. Article 2, assessing the soft skills. We are preparing for students for successful futures. Again, kind of same thing. Everyone agrees that the students need these skills. The debate is where it should be taught, whether it's at home or whether it's school. A wide scope of skills to choose from. A lot of people can't, there's 4 or 5 basic ones, but then it kind of branches off and it's kind of open-ended on what skills should be taught. It's hard to measure these soft skills. There's not a great assessment for it. And then assessment results need to be communicated, whether that's academic, whether that is social emotional, but they need to be communicated at home and make sure parents are informed about their child's education. Importance of curriculum to teaching was the next article. From a quote from there, evidence-based curriculum is the roadmap for academic success. So that's just basically saying that our education curriculum has to be kind of laid out step by step and going through things. One year builds off another, and if we don't have that foundation of the years taught before, it's going to be set up for failure. Leadership and teachers must work together when developing a new curriculum. That's just get the buy-in from the staff. Administrators must ensure curriculum aligns with state and national standards. That's a must. We got to make sure we're hitting those benchmarks. Curriculum builds a foundation for the next level. Talked about that. Curriculum should include character building as well. So just going into that social emotional part and those non-academic skills, which takes us to the next one, which is non-academic skills are the key to success, but what should we call them? This article kind of was a main thing was we don't really know what to call these social skills. The one that I picked out that I liked the best was skills for success. So these skills are going to help our kids be successful through life. The key terms that they hit on were character, grit, which probably is my favorite one, just that determination to work through things, to figure things out, growth mindset, non-cognitive skills, the social emotional skills, and then soft skills we often overlook. Little things like being on time, shaking hands, making eye contact, those personal skills that our kids don't have because they're on their cell phones all the time. They just communicate by texting, just that verbal skills and the people skills that many of them are lacking. Supporting student academic and non-academic barriers, that was a missing link on there. The Department of Ohio had taken that article down. Personalized learning, the importance of teachers in a technology-driven world. And this article hit on personalized learning that can support students' interests, passions, and strengths and their needs. This personal learning is standard aligned. It can be varied and paced from student to student and data driven as well. Open access to all stakeholders, so parents, teachers, students all can get on there and see what their kids are working on, where they're at. And then there's not a need to replace our current education system with it, but it will enhance things, it'll make things better. I really think that this is a big part of education where it could be heading in the future, just that personalized learning for every student. Next article is teaching our way to digital equity. Our schools should be currently our schools are on unequal playing fields with technology. Even schools that are in close proximity. The article talked about 2 schools in Philadelphia that were just miles apart, but years apart in technology difference. There's the haves and haves not. We need to push for equity throughout all educational learning, whether that's grade level, whether that's building level, even in the same districts that, our elementary schools should be comparable to what our high schools have now. Like here in the middle school in Hayes, we have iPads, the high school has Chromebooks. They're comparable. Open resources and find other means. Looked at finding different ways in the community to get kids involved in technology and get them the things that they need in their hands that may not be in the schools currently. Make it part of the curriculum. If you don't make it important, teachers aren't going to make it a priority in their classroom. And then link it to student interests. Find a way to link things up where students care about what they're learning and they're interested in it. Next article was non-academic skills are necessary for the foundation of learning. Said that research has shown that non-academic and social emotional skills also improve academic performance. That was the big number one thing I took from there is, it's kind of like the basic needs of life. If you're not meeting those basic needs, you can't go up to the next level. If our kids don't have those non-academic skills, they're going to struggle a little bit more, they're going to struggle more with the academic skills that we're trying to learn. Those non-academic and social emotional skills also help build healthier relationships throughout life, gives us better career success for our students, and then most schools assume that these skills are being taught at home. So just that gap in education where we don't know exactly what our kids are coming in with, and are those skills being taught at home anymore in today's world? I would say less and less of those skills are being taught at home. Last article was implementing new technologies in a middle school curriculum. This was a study that they put 3D printers in a middle school, and it was kind of a failure. Only 3 teachers ended up using them. The things that I took from there, if you're going to add new technology into a building, these are the things that need to be in place. Professional learning for the teachers. Make sure they know how to use the equipment, what their capabilities are, and get them in their hands to make them comfortable with them. Adequate infrastructure. I don't know, couldn't speak there for a second. Just making sure that your wireless internet, all the things that go along with technology are there in place. If the infrastructure fails, you're not going to be able to use the technology. correct budgeting, whether that is licensing, making sure that things, if they break down, they can be fixed, are there. Don't go buy something that's going to be way too expensive to get fixed or work on. Support staff availability. This is a big one I've seen in our district where teachers struggle with something and then the support staff, the technology people aren't there to help. So making sure that they're available, otherwise teachers aren't going to use them. And then lesson incorporation, making sure that finding a way that teachers can incorporate them in their current lessons. They don't have to completely change the way their lessons work. Okay, to go on to 10 academic activities used by my school district. There's before and after school help. EduClimber, which is kind of our pooling system that everything goes into that tracks data on students. There's FastBridge. This is one that I feel like needs further development. It's new to us in the district. We use it especially for math and science, but just getting that teacher training and teacher learning going on is going to help us there. EDL program. I also put further development on that. We have a growing number of Hispanic students in the school that are bilingual, that need that programming, especially communicating at home with parents. Believe it or not, in my middle school, we don't have a single person that is bilingual, whether it's a para, whether it's a staff. Obviously, students are, but that's been a gap that we need to fill. Extra math is something we've added in where the kids spend 10 to 15 minutes doing extra math in a seminar every day. And that's kind of personalized learning. It's based on their level, and it improves and builds up as they go through. Choir, band, orchestra, and musicals. We do a great job in those arts in our buildings. NCK Tech is a dual credit program that our high school uses that kids can leave with a CNA in high school. They can get that done while they're in high school. So that's very cool to see. Multiple internships, whether it's medical, industrial, agricultural, just getting kids out in the workforce and seeing, kind of getting their hands on things and seeing what they want to do in life. One-on-one devices. All our grade schools have iPads. We have iPads at the middle school, and then the high school has Chromebooks. And then GPS, guided personal study. That's something that the high schools put in for kids that are struggling a little bit, just helping them work at their pace and getting through things. Some of the questions we need to answer here about the academic. Administration does a great job of supporting all of these academic activities. If there's ever anything teachers need, administration's there to support them. Next question is, I do think that these are vital parts of our school. Obviously, the curriculum is the building base of your school, but these extra activities go in greatly to help our kids, just providing equity for the kids and then getting their hands on things that, opportunities that a lot of kids don't have in some of the smaller schools. If I was a min, I would look at adding even more career pathways and even putting those in for middle school kids, just kind of getting them an idea of what they want to do in life. I always hear positive feedback from families, parents. There's always going to be those naysayers that have something negative to say, but overall, I feel like our stakeholders really do support us and think we're doing a good job. Equity for our kids, I think this does a great job of giving equity, giving opportunity for kids. Those kids that need extra support, there's programs in our academic activities in place to provide that equity. So I think we do a great job of providing equity throughout our kids' school. Now to go to non-academic, I think we're going to run out of time here pretty quick, so I'll have to restart the video. Number 10, 10 non-academic activities utilized by our school. There's robotics clubs, all sorts of sports. I won't go through them all, but 7 mindsets, that's our SEL program that develops that social emotional learning. We have an outdoors club at the high school that has trap shooting, fishing, and other things. FFA is big in Hayes. It's Future Farmers of America. There's a heritage club that promotes diverse backgrounds for our kids. There's the tech team, which I put further development on that. We had it for a couple years and we took it away this last year. And I think it was something that was really good that we had the kids, part of the tech technology department, and they would go around and help solve